Ok. Yep, funciona. En el caso, ya sé que ustedes me pueden ver por fin. Ok. Entre las cosas que tengo que mencionar, ya me tomé un poquito más de una semana de la última vez que streameé y eso no me agrada. Quiero streamear esto más seguido y estoy esperando desde hace mucho tiempo este juego. Así que no tengo de otra. Extraño, mi post no se hizo como yo quería, pero ahí está. Ahí está. Bueno, ahora sí ya tengo mi stream en todos lados. Me puedo divertir un ratito, nada más de ver qué es lo que está pasando. Y creo que me estoy volviendo un poco loco tratando de encontrar exactamente qué decir. Que no es exactamente algo que debería ser tan difícil, pero no me sale por natural. No soy Star-Lord. Y que tengo que más o menos respirar un poco, tranquilizarme, porque no es exactamente como que natural para mí. Sea como sea, es la segunda parte de The Greatest Attorney del capítulo 4 del segundo juego, el cual me tomó aproximadamente unos 7 meses para volver a empezar. Yo sé exactamente que me he tardado mucho tiempo. Ok, ya tengo a mis amigos viéndome otra vez, así que eso me hace sentir alegre. Vamos a comenzar de nuevo. En el capítulo anterior llegó el papá de Susato a Inglaterra, cerebro. Y tenemos una investigación con la desaparición del esposo de una cliente de Sholmes, el cual resulta que es el guardia principal de la prisión donde encarcelaron al profesor. Y why am I speaking in Spanish? I just realized that this is not supposed to be a Spanish channel. But I guess I just started speaking like... That's the reason. Oh, I need to change it to my English persona. Okay, there it is. So, as I was saying, we're actually going back. This is embarrassing. I know a lot of the viewers that are actually here for the English are going to be like, why is he speaking in Spanish for so long? Yeah, this is an English stream after all. The game is in English, not available in Spanish, and that's the reason why there's a lot of protests about going protesto by a lot of Spanish speakers in the Facebook and Twitch and Twitter pages of Capcom. Well, one way or another, as I was saying, the husband of one of the Herlock's clients has disappeared, and he was supposed to be the warden at the prison where the professor, that's where I noticed, the professor was incarcerated and eventually executed. We already know that Kazuma has disappeared, and Susato's father and Judge Jigoku, who was the first judge in this pair of games, has arrived to Japan. Honestly, I'm nervous. There has been some stuff that people have mentioned throughout these 2 years, so there may be some things that I may have gotten spoiled over this time. I hope it wasn't that significant, but I guess I will discover over time. Right now, all I can say is that I have been chatting for too long. I should get into the game and continue into this. Oh, by the way, I just noticed that over here I actually had the wrong title the first time. Still, you can tell that I was not ready to do this again. Mr. Karma and his last bow. R2. Okay, let's see. We're not gonna be checking this on camera because this is gonna take so long, and I have been waiting for 2 years just to finish this game. So, last time with Sholmes, we talked about how we were going to go to the prison because, oh, that's right, he decided to paint his hair red. Why? Because he thought he was gonna be able to get a... I was gonna say buck, but they're from England. A penny. Does that work? I'm not really sure. Let's go to the prison. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loom quietly over before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we're shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. What the heck is up with this clock? Is that a guillotine? Why is there a guillotine as a clock? That is fucking scary. Oh, that that bird over there is gonna tell us to not forget the L6, isn't it? Ah, boy. Okay. Barclay Prison, Governor's Office. Okay, so he has a rough kind of voice. Let's go. Let's see. God, this is not easy. Okay, this seems like a very tough persona. So how do I say it? Okay. This place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was done. Oh, give me a second. So I got an issue with spam callers. What am I gonna do about that? Okay, we're back in action. Okay, refresh chat. Let me check what this. Okay, it's just me. And you wanna talk? You do not want to talk to an invite, but to me. Okay, this guy is huge. Also, Kaden. This guy is big. Extremely big. Okay. But he looks... You know Kaden, who I am? I'm the governor. Very good. That sounds good to me. Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Bruno Scanarojado, defense lawyer. And an Eastern, I say. Just mean. Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say Japan? Yes. Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? Oh, there it is. I found my voice for this character. I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Whoopsie. This guy's here. Hey, where is my... There it is. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about... I didn't like to be this so direct, but... I have no intention of speaking with the likes of you suspicious-looking earsteeners. Okay, another racist. Why is there always a racist in these games? Now get over here. So, as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too? I can't stop to think about it like that. 10 years ago, Genshin Asogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated in this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. Wait, I know this is funny, but... Ryunosuke, you thought it, and then you said it. Whatever, I guess. Then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. I might have known! You're sniffing around up with the case, aren't ya? Aren't ya? Your agency? Part of the Professor's Great Web, no doubt. No, not at all. We just get going with ya before I punch your lights out. We're going. Really, the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Kaden? What are you thinking, Miss Susato? I felt sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us out. Wait! Didn't... Let's see. Hey! Uh-huh! It's not Kaden who is the husband, it's Daily. Of course. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. I said get out! It really doesn't like me. Oh, whoops. Press the same thing again. There it is. We can just present this guy. Governor Kenny, could I at least show you this? How many times can one man turn his back on you in a single conversation? So he's definitely not interested in at all in this. I guess we're gonna have to go back. So, Shamsut? Maybe the legal consultancy. Lord Chief Justice, of course! He's gonna have some power on this situation. No. But I guess we can present the photo to him. Could I show you this, little Strongheart? Okay, so he doesn't care. The hotel. Whoa! He's sitting down there. Professor Mikotoba? That's Professor Mikotoba over there. Ah, hello, Jotaro. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world, and now that I'm unpacked. But where's Judge Shigoku? Yes, he's not the relaxed sort. He's taking himself off to pay his respect to all the legal bigwigs. Haven't only just arrived in the country today? Goodness, he's full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before. About how you'd known the prisoner governor at Barclay prison? Oh, Governor Kairi, you mean? So it is the same man. Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners. Whoa! I gotta follow. Oh, Shen, it's you! How you doing, girl? It's been quite a while. Well, not really. You actually just say hello to all of us pretty much every day. That makes me very happy to see you here. Having a good day today? Are you enjoying this thing? I know it's not much, but whoops! That's right, if I click everywhere, it's going to just advance. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. There it is. So, how you doing today? I know that it's, well, barely the morning right now on your side of the world. That is fantastic. I hope that I don't distract you too much from this, because this is actually very fun to me. And I'm not going to stop. Well, of course I'm going to stop eventually because I'm gonna get tired, but you know what I mean. 1 p.m. Right now it's 7 p.m. over here, so that means it's essentially 6 hours ahead of over there. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have time now. Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. You were just reading the paper. Us? That's exactly what it said. Is he drinking the coffee in a comfortable seat? No, I have read a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, that's right. Renosuke has a very transparent face. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? But you thought it out loud. You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's stuff. Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts? Okay, that's essentially the Phoenix Wright issue. Bluffing is interesting with them, because it works even though they are very transparent. Let's not fall out now. I have an idea. Let me guess, an introductory letter or something like that. What's he writing on that piece of paper? Here's a letter of introduction for you. Ah, that's how you call it. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Thank you! That's nice. Good luck there. Perfect. Now I can actually talk with the guy. But I want to see what it says. Can I read this? Oh. Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited jugman is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is that me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy? I do wish he'd at least called you a nice young man. I'm really not sure that would help. Before we do that, there it is. Wait, what is this? This is a ticket? The, Kipu. Yay! The Duolingo's finally working out. Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Cruise, first class cabin 001. Yokohama departure 11 September. London arrival 1st of November. Oh, that's the boat the Professor Mikotoba and Yoshikoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it's called at Dunkirk. How do you say that? Dunkirk. There's. I think it's called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Beria. Dunkirk. Thank you, Shen. Dunkirk. Where is that? Because they just said that it was on north of France, so is that actually in England? Oh well. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? All good. Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, wait, where could it have gone? Aren't you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo? Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Hey, that worked. It was a good idea that I actually checked the other side. I'm still learning how to move with the mouse. Up until now, I have been playing all of this in the Switch. But after I got a better computer from Star-Lord, it was a good idea to start streaming it directly from here. When I got a Germany around there, I don't know, geography. Yeah, it sounds like it's some. It sounds German. Pretty sure that it sounds German. You're right, Shen. Now let's see. So, before you get angry at me for being here, oops. There it is. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Kaiden. What's this then? Oh wait, what's this then? You cannot pull the wall over my eyes, you got-for-nothing Japanese student. Mikotoba? That drone shot from the forensic laboratory. That Mikotoba? Yes, exactly. Him. Oh dear! Perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Jujin Mikotoba's daughter, Susato. Thanks! You're the young man's daughter? And you didn't think to mention that before? I do apologize. Well, get me taste and sit then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? You know, funnily enough, making this tone of voice makes my mouth go all the way to the left for some reason. Oh, that's why. And I didn't forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits. Is that a handcuff piece of bread? Well, your father's influence is nothing short of amazing. I'm bitterly regretting announcing who I was from this outset now. So then what can I do for you, Hen? Like honey. Of course, that makes sense. Well, we're currently investigating a case. It's one of your warders, see. He's gone missing. Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the Professor Governor. The prison's governor. I have heard nothing about the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh? But how can that be? It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warden. Eh? Vigil? You know, that is a good point. Mikotoba is like a jock, or I don't know. This guy sounds like he has an accent. I wonder if that has to do with the fact. But then again, Mikotoba is actually well built. Now that I think about it. A Jujin holding a scalpel is an interesting mental image to imagine, or a terrifying it, depending on what side of the side you are. That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his appearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Clearly, that means something to him. I mean, they have the same last name, dude. Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir? I, of course. Oops. There's. Present. Governor Kaden, did you have a look at this? Ouch! As wouldn't you rather have a wee handcuff biscuit? Oh, no, thanks. I'd rather you just cast your eyes over this. Or maybe you prefer real handcuffs, eh? No, neither for me, please. Lovely offers, though. Oh my god. We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison. That he was? Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder. Sorry, did you say was? I also noticed that. He doesn't work here anymore. He left the job. Oh my. Those handcuffs can be arresting a person's taste, but I don't know. I feel like when the word biscuits has changed a lot to me, because it's over here I met the biscuits first as that bread that comes with KFC, and it's extremely buttery over there. But then I saw biscuits that were essentially cookies and biscuits that were actually red, so just sweet bread. So I don't know exactly what a biscuit is at this point, but yeah. Oh my. When was this exactly? There's a question. When was it about? It can't have been much less than 10 years ago now. What the heck? Excuse me? What? 10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago? As I mind, you can have never heard that fellow's name in all this time. That's a worry he becomes missing though. But Mr. Vigil made no mention of it. I think perhaps Mr. Naruhodo, that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here. Governor Kaden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here? That's important, is it? Yes, I believe it may be. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. So Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of chief warder 10 years ago, you're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job? In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter. Was he fired? You mean he was dismissed? It was after a particular walk. Sorry? A walk? Did something happen? That's your word for it in here. A walk to the gallows. An execution? Is
It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee an execution, you see.
Did he make the mistake of not preparing it correctly and that's why Genshin was alive?
Only Vigil did something unthinkable on that last walk he was manning.
What did he do?
I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information. But I can tell you that it's very rare for a chief warrior to be relieved of his post.
But why wouldn't Mistress Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
I wouldn't know. Okay. I wouldn't know anything about that, I'm afraid.
Could you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
And what would that be, Hen?
That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's? My thoughts exactly, and mine.
I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm not at liberty to answer that.
Honestly speaking, I think the difference between biscuits is the way the dough is. Like, I think that with biscuits, they're more moist or something after being baked, whereas cookies are a bit more harder after being baked. Plus, most biscuits don't have anything infused with them compared to cookies. Chocolate chips, fudge, caramel bits. I could be wrong, but that's what I've noticed at least. Well, it's what I said. It's kind of like I have seen like at least 3 or 4 different versions of biscuits, and they all are so different that I don't know what to expect when I say that when a menu says that they have biscuits. It makes it confusing, but at least 3 out of the 4 kinds that I have taken are good. I like its flavor. And now, let's go to his father. Her father. Ooh. Yes. This is important because it's something related to money. Actually, no. Okay, yeah, this is actually like very important. Give me a second, please. So I was being paid some money, and I kinda realized midway through that they had 1 digit wrong, and that could have been very bad. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, biscuits are good. Every kind that I have taken, at least. My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic science. But you seem to have been well acquainted.
The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research, do you ken?
Yes, I can imagine. The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard.
I need to monitor my streaming, so yeah, over here. There makes more sense.
Hmm. In the basement of the Saint Sinners. It's still in use today.
Saint Sinner.
That's come up before, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
Mikotoba and I have used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms.
For more fresh material, I suppose.
Aye, and we used to sit in there for hours and gabble about dissection and all sorts. She takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of biscuits, of course.
How charming.
Hayden.
He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand your Japanese.
It's so cute. That pickup is extremely cute. I agree, Shen. Because of Genshin Asugi, I suppose. This is a very concerning situation. Racism is not even a normal thing in the first place, but they have a reason to be like this. There's a story behind all of this disaster.
Well, I cannot tell you anything else.
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one moment before you're away, Hen. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. Here, take this wee souvenir of your visit to the prison.
I'm gonna have to copy something so that somebody else can also see. City of London Police. Let's see.
What is it?
That's Vigil's special notice. It's 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my, are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not the original mine.
The harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Beale 10 years ago that resulted in him losing his job as chief warder of Parkway Prison. Thank you very much, Governor Kaden. Let's check it out. Can I examine it around? He was relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty Codes of Conduct for Prisons. That was in June. No! Or was it actually 10 years ago? Because at this point I'm not really sure, Adric. All rights to redundancy pay and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Okay, you definitely did not do this! In an evident escape from this prison of convict just prior to his execution. What? Okay. Details of these escapes are still being investigated. Full cooperation with inquest will be expected. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I can see why people would fire him. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some sort of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding the negotiations will be demanded. That's... Yeah, Drake, I hope that you have never been involved in an incident like this, ever! Thank you very much, Governor Kaden.
Well, in return, do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed.
Wow! Sergeant Riot sent me, that's hilarious.
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Shum what we found about Mr. Virgil. Bagel, not Virgil. What will we tell Mr. Bagel, I wonder? Well, one thing, before we leave, I know that normally these checks, I do it be outside of camera because I don't want to take that much time, but I just cannot avoid seeing this little birdie.
Ah, look, we have an opportunity here now, while the governor is away. Mr. Naruhodo, you could be in prison if you were caught.
That's a good point. Perhaps not then. Ah, I wanted to talk with the birdie. Aww.
Squawk, don't forget the L6! Squawk!
Okay, let's go to the office. Oh, wait, no. We're actually talking with Schultz. We're back!
Hello, you two.
Oh no, it's actually, yeah.
Oh, did you like my imitation of Mr. Schultz?
The DLC case reference, of course it was.
I thought you'd be back before long, so I picked some scones for us all.
Oh, so that's what the delicious smell is. Whoa! Blue? What, are you Libelle? Why aren't you blue? How would I look with blue? Okay, no. One color at a time. If I'm gonna make an experiment, first red.
Greeting, my dear fellows. You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
Hello, Mr. Schultz.
Hello, Mr. Schultz. Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your face in any case. It turns out that I may have been abysmal because my skin color restoration document for application is the first time in ages he actually gets his position right. And it's because he's so ridiculous on his own. Oh my god. Oh my. Pray tell me, what if we were their friend? Have you garnered some new information? Anything but my hair. Anything but my hair.
Yes, something very surprising, in fact. No, it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. I mean...
It most certainly isn't. Whoops!
What's going on? What's going on? Stop! What is going on? Did I accidentally click something? Yeah, I did.
Oh, yes, something very it most certainly isn't, but still we discovered Schultz! Drop everything, Schultz! This is more important! Gina?
Oh no! The last time I saw her do that, she was very scared.
I cannot believe it. The last time I saw her cry like that, it was the end of her own case. What's happened? Clearly a very great matter indeed. Poor Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever.
Yeah, of course that makes sense, babe.
It's the boss!
What do you mean? Inspector Gregson?
No.
I don't want to play anymore. What?
The boss is dead!
What?
I just found his body! Shot with a pistol!
What?
But Inspector Gregson!
He was murdered?
No, not Gregson!
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story.
Okay, I am not going to even slow down here.
Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was really shot? I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A little rented room in a building full of floods on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then.
The thing is, No one at the chair knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. The boss wasn't good to me. I know I have much up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him. I was gonna show him and become a proper detective. Oh, Genie.
Honestly, I would not be able to keep a calm face at this.
So who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is? We got him already. Already?
Oh, whoops. They caught the shooter so soon?
Oh, what this reported something was going. Ouch! Something was going on, and the boys got straight downward there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself.
Gina?
It was the Ripper.
The Reaper. Wait.
Wait a minute, you don't mean they've arrested Lorman Six for it? That's right! The Ripper's bloke's gone and shot the boss!
No, Lorman 6? This is case 4, not case 5. What is going on?
Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Barrackman 6 the police have arrested. I saw him with my own eyes in the beer room at the jar. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they all said it was him. So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? They heard a gunshot, apparently. And when our lad got to the scene, there was only the boss and that Ripper bloke in the room.
But there's no way Lord Van Sint would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
This is so sad.
Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry. I'm just sorry for you didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can, you gotta help.
I feel so devastated. Gina looks destroyed.
Each a detective loves to appear whenever some sinister plot has unfolded. No wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes.
Not the fish and chips. I actually feel frustrated. He still has a lot of stuff to do here. And he's one of the main characters in the game. What the heck? Not the fish and chips, man.
Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Sholmes? What is this? There be a cricket me if I fail to see something like this coming!
Wait. Did Sholmes always have those bags under his eyes?
How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson! Mr. Naruto, shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes, we will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Ripper and see what you can glean. Sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later then.
Inspector Gregson dead and Lorben 6 arrested?
Reno! Susie! I called you a handsome. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Mr. Sato?
Yes.
I know what you mean, Chen. I even thought for a moment that I'm not really sure if he usually has those bags under his eyes. But maybe I just read too much into it. But I cannot take him seriously when he has the hair that I wanted to paint my color for winter.
Yes.
There it is, prison. Oh boy, where should we go first? I want to see the scene. I know that I said that I was gonna go to prison, but I want to see the scene. Roman Fresno Street. This is... Oh man, I don't like to see the chalkboard on the floor. This really is an out of the way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. Also, is there blood on that candle? So this dust ridden rented old room is where it happened then. My cousin the Bobbies. Of course, Billy Bob. So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life. Yes, and the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere.
Oi! What do you think you're doing there? Every one of them drawers has gotta be taken right out so you can look under them and all. I want the space above his ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Blimey, aren't you lot nerve going over an house looking for down when the owners are out of town?
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques. She wins everyone that way. I just realized what she said. Oh, she's angry.
Oh, so you turned out at last. Mind you, I've been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes says only just left. You're lucky you missed that. You went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that hat of his. Okay, that out of this, and then just scarper. Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean? Yeah. He didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me. You know, would you mind if we investigated too? Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes, why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Ripper bloke, are ya?
Oh. Poor Gina, that actually they haven't stopped to think about it, and that makes sense. Never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever. In that case, he doesn't mean the hair... Well, actually, I don't know if he means hair trial or the rich guy's trial. Kind of forgot his name. Magnus.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Norman Sick really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right. Yeah. Go on then, Otto. Get investigated. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. Let's start with you in the first place. Gina, what was Inspector doing here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's what? Of a year since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead.
Oh, yes, Mr. Sholmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he?
Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the jar. Goodness, really?
They say he managed to solve some really tricky case just like that. I just realized that is a murder board. I'm gonna have to check that one later. He did?
Yep. And ever since then, he started going on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No, one else at the jar even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dinky little room like this? Well, I see a murder board, Naruhodo. I know you got a lot of respect for the Reaper, and look where that landed him. Respect for the Reaper? In what way? I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to the fella where he works. Where is this thing? There it is. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah, the boss said that it's exactly why he respected the bloke. I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard. Said something else to me and all. That I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people that are bad. It kinda set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. You know, I just realized that in that final case of Game 1, he did make a crime, so... I think that... No, it can't be that. Okay. What is this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's been rented by some cult called Huge Bone.
Huge Bone? A bone? What?
Huge Bone?
It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what we call an identified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with them.
I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been leaving for a long time. If ever.
Right? All the lights from the jar piled down to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Mr. Sato?
Well, could it be that this Huge Bone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
Wait, this Huge Bone thing... Is this just like John Doe? It might be one of those names.
What? How could that be? Well, if he was investigated on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his. I've never even considered that. Nice work, Susie! You're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
Like a John Doe name of sorts. Okay, that makes more sense in that one. It's just that Huge Bone sounds like it's the pun itself already.
You are? If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it.
We should really investigate this place in detail. But before that, I want to know about the incident.
I see that's where the poor inspector was found over
There, I didn't want to see that chalkboard. That hurts to be seen. Okay, I was so focused in the chaos and everything that I just saw the wig.
Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
Wait, was he shot from below? So it should have been someone either very short or someone who was on the ground. Okay.
Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
Oh, yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely.
And the gun is there on the floor. It's a Reaper, see it? No denying it. What, really? How do you know that? Take it easy! I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big quiet eyes. I'm not saying what a bear. I don't know much about guns myself. There's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why didn't you ask him?
A bigwig lawman, is it?
Anyway, first the street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside where the gunshot.
So, I know that we're in the past and everything, and in the last game we actually mentioned this, but they're not going to teach us for the first time what rifling markings are they? You know, the fingerprints of the gun?
Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down the yard for some questioning, that's why. We're talking about the charged legendary inspector here, after all. They're getting a grilling.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
I doubt it. The lads at the jar will just want to know what you're snooping on for, and you'll be up for a grilling and all.
So we can interview the witnesses then. There it is, so let's start checking around. Yes.
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it may be the picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members.
What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
They are! Look, Mr. Naruhodo, quickly!
Wait. Why do I feel like this woman is familiar somehow? Are you kidding, Naruhodo? Are you kidding? It's a vigil.
Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning.
It's Mistress Vigil?
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mistress Vigil in here?
To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stunned.
I'm sorry to say I have no idea either.
And I don't know, check the, nope, this is all there is to it. Chimney. An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust. Look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived here at all and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
But no, that's right. It's one or the other. The Molderboard. This is what I have been waiting for.
This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, look!
This, you mean,
it's an autopsy report, isn't it? And these are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
Yes, in fact, they're all the sort of documents that only a detective would normally acquire.
What on earth went on this room? Some old newspapers cuttings. And this one here.
Oh, yes, the advertisement, you mean? To the red-headed league? But why? What's it doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in for some reason.
Hey, you know something? Excuse me? Inspector. Oh, sir. For man, he can possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset. I don't like the fact that he has passed away. No. Excuse me? Sorry, sir. Can't you think, sir? Too many things, sir. Right, perhaps I better leave you to your work then. The gun. This is presumably the murder weapon then.
Oh my! It is real, I suppose.
I think so.
Guns are so rare in Japan. I really know very little about them. There's one thing to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo. For a shot!
What? What the heck? No. If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court.
Slightly safer just to ask someone whom I know, I think.
I'm still gonna analyze it.
Yay! I'm an idiot.
I suppose this must have been the murder weapon. Oh my, it is real, I suppose.
I think so. Oh! Perhaps someone more familiar with firearms could shed a light on these here. Okay. Somebody else have a
Persona! No! Henrik! No! I don't know what's worse, the fact that you just said that or the fact that I reacted with the phrase in the tone before realizing just how messed up that was.
I think the second part is worse. Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funnily enough, neither can I. It's a hairpiece, isn't it? It is! A bright red hairpiece.
And I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found, it would have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it?
And in such a flame color red too.
Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Exactly! This is a better clue, I'm sure of it.
I want to check the wig. This is ridiculous. I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. You must have to use lots of pearl line to keep it in place on your head, so it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh my god. Sometimes I worry about the fact that I'm so similar to Naruhodo. So I suppose this is where the big thing...
That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away.
And would probably be under Dr. Side's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
It was last week?
For me it was 7 months ago, but
it was last week? From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball.
Well, after getting shot in the stomach, I imagine that you go like... and just curl. Like that or something.
Are you feeling alright, Mr. Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I know it's just a rope, but, well... it conjures up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Especially with that bloodstain next to it.
Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse in reality.
Susaru-san is so strong, though. She's taking this far better than I am. Oh, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it? In a way.
Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Six playing with something like this.
It's only about 80 centimeters tall. It could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful after all, in a way.
You just want it as a toy. To be quite fair, it's actually quite cute. Now, let me check it out. God, this is adorable.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for the wear.
Oh! That was not an art decision, it was just like that? It's intentional? Okay. I'm not convinced about the charming parts, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and around too for fun?
Wait, what?
What's that?
It appears to be some sort of key. But it's tiny though. Couldn't be a key for a door. Not at that size.
So what is it for, I wonder?
That does look like a key.
This is not... This cannot be, is it? Don't tell me that that little hole is... This is not a miniature gun from a spy, is it? This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? And what's it for? That definitely looks like a gun. Well, if it was a gun, and it was a spy gun, Shen, I guess you could just press the helmet or something? I don't know, it's just that the little hole is... Wait. We also have had at least 2 cases related to poison. Might as well be just that. Instead of being a gun, it might be just a syringe. I'm thinking too far ahead into this. Excuse me.
If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things at the yard.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts here. Somebody's very haphazardly nailed those boards over the broken glass, haven't they? You couldn't even really call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room, that was totally blocked up with bricks. Well, this one does at least let in some light, so you could say nothing more about it.
I'm starting to feel a bit more sorry for Mr. Natsume now. This is a big one. The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely burned off.
Yes, there's what's a spatter on the wall behind, look.
Wait, why am I thinking about poison if this was a gun anyway? Oh god, I'm so confused. I suppose if a bullet had hit it...
It does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle.
Let me first pass through the inspector's body, which would explain the blood, if that is blood. This is blood, isn't it? It looks kinda black, so it's not charred, is it? Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. I told you! Oh, I can actually look at it for closer. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's a burn. It's a burn. I thought it was blood. There are some black marks here, look.
Yes, they
look like some sort of scorch marks. So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them.
Imagine living in a country where guns were so rare. I think I checked everything, Gina. You know anything about this woman? Oops, I need to... I'm gonna use out for this. Gina, what do you make of this?
What is that? Evidence? What something else will happen, Navia?
No, not exactly. I haven't been long enough in the job to get all this reduction business yet.
But sir, I'm gonna get the person who did this to the boss.
Do you know anything about this? Okay, she doesn't. You don't think? Okay, no, she doesn't. I guess that's it. Because she doesn't seem to know much, so I'm just gonna go to band 6. Must you always look so relaxed, band 6? There he is. Lower band 6 behind bars.
So it's true. He really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lower band 6!
Fancy meeting you here.
I love his theme. I love his theme. The Godfather, Shan says.
Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be, with the last person on Earth I'd like to see.
You're not gonna tell me that it ceases awaken you with unnecessary feelings, is it? I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened. That Inspector Gregson was...
Go home. This has nothing to do with you.
But...
Forgive me, Lord Band 6, but I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us in a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please! There's really nothing I can tell you.
What weren't you just reading on the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case?
This? The jar isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance. Oh? Who might that be? Someone you know as it happens. Albert Herr Brain.
Whoa! Okay.
Of course. Yes. I came forgetting that they went to the same university. And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know?
Strange. I mean, let's face it. Lower Band 6 never misses his works. But they seem to have less spite than usual somehow. I just love his name as well. So, can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Band 6? What happened? Well, I mean, at this point, I wouldn't put it past this game to just make people extremely LGBT. Can you tell us what your side of the story, Lord Band 6? What happened? And also, who knows? Shan, you might have.
How much do you already know?
We know that the Inspector was shot dead in a small rented room in Fresno Street. And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room, and that some witnesses heard the gunshot. And you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. But the gunshot! Obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. And I also heard the noise. However, or I had the chance to investigate, apprehended by the arriving officers.
So he doesn't actually know what happened? If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with?
I don't need to answer that.
Oh!
After all, you're not representing me.
He's going to need a lawyer, though. Okay, so start doing the Edgeworth thing already. Make yourself difficult to get. Who is going to be representing you in Coral Urban 6?
Anyone other than you, I should imagine.
Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as of yet?
Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, wait a minute. No. 4. Because Natsume was the same one for 2 of those. It was Magnus McGilded, and then it was Natsume, and then it was Gina, and then it was... Oh, right. Yes, only 4. Hairbrain. Because Natsume is the one that was repeated in the 4th time. Case 1 was in Japan, and case 2 was Susato in Japan. Yeah, 4 people.
Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Surely not! Wait, 16? 19 acquitted, 16 died. Oh, Magnus died! That's right, McGilded died.
I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a parched pole.
But you didn't actually have anything to do with these people's death, did you?
It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, since things may come to a head, before I have a chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that? Okay, the letter. After the trial, Professor Hairbrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
It's a letter to inform me of his Caesar arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. I should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean? Hey. That is... okay, no drop frames. I have to keep checking. I want to have this of quality, even if I need to start getting less worried about this.
Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. He told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
So you took this as a theory? Yes, that's right. He's an author now. Happily working in Tokyo. So Professor Hairbrain is safely back in Germany now?
He is. So, it appears our conversation has run dry.
There was a 2-second silence, that's all.
Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I would like to detain you.
I was wondering, Urban 6, if you'd like... I'd be happy to advocate for you.
You trust me, do you?
Yes. I've heard you speak many times. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one. That sounds excruciatingly painful. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you, Nipponese! But please... I have no intention of engaging your services. The chasm between us is just too wide. And too deep, it seems. I appreciate it if you don't visit me. Then neither of us will waste any more time. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Van Six and what happened to Inspector Gregson. I cannot present to you the gun. I know two people that can help me with this. Actually, no, three. You know, for being rare to have a gun in this game, there's actually quite a lot of people that know a lot about guns here. You've made good time. I took an express train back to London. I can't hear Lord Strongheart, can you? Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone. Kazuma! Let's see what I can do. Is everything in place? I had a private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork. It's... Kazuma-sama! Oh, my boyfriend. Ah, your time is impeccable. It is? No doubt you have heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry. Yes. I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Van Six could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts. And the facts in this case point to one thing. The inevitable accusation of Lord Van Six for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh, no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our Justice Simpson's swift and equitable processes. Forensics? Oh, I see where they are going. We are going. We are finally going into science. Emma Sky must be very happy, even though she's not even born yet. So does that mean the trial is tomorrow? Precisely. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions. Kazuma? Oh, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Rasugi here will represent at tomorrow's proceedings, leading the prosecution.
Here we go.
Wait, what? Kazuma?
As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor?
What?
I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will closely follow all over London. In fact, no, people all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
Shen, you're so transparent.
There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey. And now, the Reaper himself must stand in the dock? Quite so. The public wants answers about the Reaper. Answers about how, and why those who escape conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. But Lorban Six firmly denies any involvement in such matters. And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent. That's certainly true. Or it has been, at least until now. No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history.
I guess I completely agree with you, Shen. Nothing like a guy with that kind of arrogant stance.
So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow?
That's right.
But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart. Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles.
I'm kinda surprised at the fact that Kazuma has said nothing until now.
Also, I'm gonna raise the light here. There it is.
And I imagine that what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I have no doubt at all that Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor. But why Kazuma-sama? There's surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial. You asked for this, but why? It'll become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation. I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented, but exceptional in fact. You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, he accuses one of Britain's greatest prosecutor, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks. So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution? Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months.
I get you, Shen. I get you.
Kazuma,
I'm melting over here. I mean, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend.
Oh, yes, we noted that there was a gun at the scene of the Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lorban 6? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure. So she told me I should have somebody higher up who might know. That's right, Mr. Naruhodo, be direct. certainly a motto that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes, which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine. In that case, it could actually have belonged to the victim. No. Gregson had his gun on his person. What about Lord 6? He claims it's currently not in his possession. What? According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious. But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is not proof that it's actually his. Also, who the heck loses their gun? The last person I remember losing the gun was this guy from Case 5, from Rise of the Ashes, Meekins. And he was fired immediately because he lost it 3 times or something like that. This is Van 6 we're talking about here. But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant is no proof that it's actually his. No, of course not. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van 6. Can I show this? Yes! Mickey sees his own issues, and he has a bunch of issues. Okay, it's the generic response, so no. Yo, Shen, we're gonna check Kazuma. Get excited. I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll be alright now. Has your memory completely returned? Yes, completely. I remember everything, including what I was coming here to do. Right. Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. How did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the boys. Shan, he's just saying that he's just fixed. Then again, I guess we can just break him in court and you can fetch him after that. Deal? Oops, alarm. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over again. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. I mean, it's a nice attorney game. If you don't have baggage, then you're just going to die, or I don't know. You're gonna be a victim? No, wait, most of the victims in the game actually do have baggage. If you have no baggage, you're an impressionable witness. There it is. That works for me. It was the boys that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me. There's something that won't return to the way it was before. Huh? What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. Narumitsu tops. It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart. Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in an empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. Sorry to have taken so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out.
Hold it!
Before you go, Ryunosuke,
Oh! What is it, Kazuma? I just wanted to thank you.
Kazuma-sama, what?
You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection.
You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you.
Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here.
Uh-oh?
Okay, finally! I actually have a favor to ask.
Which is?
This trial, I'll be prosecution tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me. As the defense counsel!
Why? What's all this all about?
I know you have what it takes.
But Lorben Six would never put his fate in my hands.
On the contrary, he recognizes your talent.
He does?
It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this.
I'm heartbroken because I never expected to see a smile like that from him. He looks so nervous, so vulnerable, so happy. He looks like he's about to cry. Was he graduating or something like that? Was he becoming a prosecutor? Because that is his brother right there. And Gregson is next to him. He can't have killed Gregson. That hurts to watch. Did I show him this? That's Lorben Six and Inspector Gregson! In a photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the look of it. And who's the third person? His brother, dude.
It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office.
In Gregson's office, you mean?
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it.
Oh, sorry, Kazuma, there's nothing straight between all of us here. Maybe Susato, but I'm not really sure. Considering what happened with her own case.
I don't understand. Why are you giving me this?
Just hurry, Runosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over.
What are you doing, Kazuma? Actually, yeah, what is he doing? This is very weird.
Oh god. What is going on? What is going on? Okay.
Lorben Six is still reading that letter. Is it actually from her brain? Or did he lie to me? We've been gone quite some time, though. Either he's incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. I might be able to. I might even be able to read English faster than he can. Indian? Indian dramas do have this kind of level of reactions, after all. You are kinda right on this one, Shen.
I was intending to ignore you entirely. But I can turn a deaf ear to such an insult, Nipponese.
Sorry. I didn't think you'd hear that.
I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow. which is none of your business. So, have you found a lawyer then? Or how many times must I reiterate the same thing? This is nothing to do with you.
In other words,
we were just talking to Lord Stronghammer, and the prosecution for the trial has been decided. I expect nothing less. I have no idea who it is. It's going to be Kazuma Asogi.
Asogi?
that made the color drain from his face.
Well then. It seems that I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all.
Is it because your brother was killed by his father, Genshin Asogi?
"10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecution at the time, was murdered.
I've just remembered something. At the end of the first game, with the Japanese Morse code, the name that was in the Morse code was not Kazuma. I think it was just Asogi. It was just the last names. What if this Morse code was not about his Kazuma itself, but about his father?
10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecution at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East.
Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi.
Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father.
So what cruel twist of fate is this now? 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court!
I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you.
It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset.
But what could he have been hoping to achieve?
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that?
Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my pain. The pain is that his true Nippon is.
I don't like the fact that he's racist, but it makes sense now. Right. Your hatred for all of us Japanese.
I'd only just been appointed as a prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother Clint, the director of prosecution, was hunting down a mass murderer.
The so-called professor,
assigned to the investigation as his partner, was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard.
And that was Genshin Asogi?
Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man.
Oh, wow. Capcom, you did it again. This theme is painful to the bone.
So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, any semblance of right rebellion over wrong.
Oh, how awful.
To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. It could not really have been allowed, but I beleaguered the scribe prosecutor until he consented.
What do you mean by the scribe prosecutor?
The man in charge of the Professor case inquiry, Lord Miles Strongheart. What? Wait, what? Lord Stoneheart was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agrees to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person to whom I felt in debt.
I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor.
Anyway, I'm past. But then earlier this year, who should arrive in London but you?
No! We have no cats here! Wait, there's Wagahai. But Morgana is not a cat here. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
And of all things, as a lawyer,
I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. You're obviously bloating of us Japanese.
I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years, that hatred that festered inside me, I could no longer control it.
And I can understand why, now that I know the history.
But in the same way that I've long felt that Nippon stood the pain of my life, to Kazuma Asogi, the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge. And he intends to take it in court tomorrow. Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy.
Yes, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
I wonder, does it happen often? Do you transfer internationally, I mean?
It's the first time I've ever encountered it.
Oh!
The Paris police welcome him, and the English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place.
Sounds like that Mr. has even the Reaper perplexed.
I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. I hear that he was considered something of a legend at the Scotland Yard.
Aww, why his team?
Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself by uncovering the decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity.
Wait,
Excuse me?
If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would never have been made.
what sort of approach?
After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy.
Oh my! 10 years ago?
Wait, this is actually impressive. Why is that so surprising?
Autopsy was considered the secretion of the body at the time, and rarely performed.
And my brother was of course a noble.
That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigation made him determined it was necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death.
So you must have had great confidence in the inspector's abilities then. And it's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life.
I don't have confidence in anyone. And I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I have no doubt that thought of me only as the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London.
What really went on between Lord Van Six and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship? About the gun he used to shoot the inspector that was found at the scene.
Ah, yes. That's not mine.
Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is. What do you expect me to say to that? Lord Strongheart informs you that you claim to have misplaced your firearm. As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true. When did you lose it then? That... I don't know. I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago. Prosecutor. I must have stored it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps. You have something in common with Lord Ben 6 after all, Mr. Naruhodo. Talent for misplacing things. No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it.
Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese!
Oh dear. The reef is very wide, isn't it? So it's not decisive evidence, clearly, but it doesn't look good, that's for sure. And 6. Let's take the case. Please let me take the case. I beg of you. We came by this old photograph.
Where did you get that?
It was taken when I became a qualified
prosecution.
I knew it! Graduation day.
It's always unbelievable. I assume it was long lost.
It's the man on the left there.
Yes, that's Clint.
It had to be, really. Apparently this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that?
Respect? That's nonsense!
No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less.
Well, maybe once. Yes. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I think.
I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, and an insight into the true nature of this man known to all as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm absolutely sure that in Japanese it said Naruhodo-san. That's the first time he's ever used my actual name.
I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, judiciary, or lawyers.
But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in.
What's that?
That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth.
Lord Ben 6.
From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now. I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wish I could. Here is a loathsome Nipponese who has absolute integrity as a lawyer.
What?
That's gonna break me.
There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes.
Oh God.
My brother Clint and Genshin Asuki.
The man he idolized
and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way. When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me.
You mean this photograph?
Back then I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plague me now. I looked to the future with hope. Since then, I protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it impossible to breathe. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, would you advocate for me? God damn it, it's been years since Ace Attorney has made me cry. Oh my god. Of course I will. I will. It will be an honor. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo. Then my life is in your hands. For Lord Van Six, that must have been an incredible hard thing to ask. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend Kazuma.
I'm just gonna go to the menu for this. Whoa! That was funny. Okay. This is the options menu. No. There it is. No, I'm not trying to save. I'm going back to the menu screen. The only thing that I'm doing is putting a particular sound. The auditorium is going to help me for this. Whoa, that's interesting. I don't have his theme here. Such a surprising thing to say. Well, one way or another, I'm gonna close this for a moment. I'm gonna put it in another banner. There it is. Whoa, I might have gone a bit too hard on this one. So that was very emotional. I cannot believe the passion that Lord Van Six shows in every single line. And I know that I might have exaggerated the feeling in this case, but that was very heavy. And dear Lord, what a way to finish this case. I mean, this episode for today. I have no words. I really cried for a moment. I really started crying. I think that is more than enough for a day. I hope that you enjoy this case. Next time that this part, next time we're finally going into court, which, as you all know, is basically my favorite parts of this game. But I really don't know where to begin. Also, we haven't seen Sholmes. I'm starting to believe that he's gonna be a witness. This is gonna be very heavy. Well, that is Ace Attorney for you. For now, I hope that you enjoyed my show. And I'll see you next time, okay? We have to defend Lord Van 6. At least make him recover his trust in somebody else. See you next time.
God damn it, that was very heavy.